Well, hey, y'all. It's Big James Life in the Dumps. I'm fresh shaved and fresh showered. Man, so last week was a pretty exciting week. As far as things go with social justice warriors and whatnot. But Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty. Not guilty of murder. Not guilty of gun charges or whatever. And the thing is this is what I'm kind of making this video about. See, I work nights and whatnot. I got plenty of time on my hands. So I watched that trial from start to finish. And by no means am I like some right-wing supporter. Definitely no left-wing supporter either. But as someone who sat and watched that trial, watched the videos, kid, self-defense. Oh, he shouldn't have been there with the gun. Oh, well, no one should have been there. There was a curfew. Everyone should have been home. So that argument is just irrelevant. He shouldn't have been there. Oh, he shouldn't have had a gun. He was under 17. Well, actually, the length of the gun, the rifle that he had, was long enough that Wisconsin law says that he can possess and carry it openly at 17. So he didn't break the law there. Well, he shot and killed people. He shot and killed people. Well, you know, if you see a man with a gun, I think a smart thing to do is keep your distance from him. Not run up on him yelling, "Fuck you," and then grabbing the barrel of the gun. Because you're going to get shot. I mean, like, you fucked around and found out, man. You know, and when a kid is running away and you come up behind him and hit him, and while he's down, you know, you try to strike him with the skateboard and take the gun again, try to take the gun again, you fucked around and found out. When you're a convicted felon, yet you're in possession of a firearm, and you pull it out and you go to point it at someone's head while they're on the ground, and he shoots you and almost blows your fucking arm off, you fucked around and found out. I haven't heard shit about that Gross Grotz or Grits or whatever. I can't think of his name, but the guy that had the gun. Where's the felon in possession of a firearm? Where's the federal charges of a felon in possession? That's a federal crime to own a gun. And the fact that Kyle was defending himself against that guy, he should be charged now with, you know, at least a felon with possession of a gun. Getting his arm almost blown off is I think, consequence enough for being a dumbass pointing a gun at someone with a fucking rifle. But the thing is I watched the trial. I watched the videos, like, you know, the same thing. I've seen the same thing the fucking jurors seen. And I'd have been like, self-defense, man. You don't fucking run up on somebody and try to take a gun from them. You know, the prosecutor tried to play this kid out. Oh, he was an active shooter. That fucking gun had 30 rounds in it. If he was an active shooter, there'd have been a lot more people on the ground. An active shooter doesn't run away, you know. Yeah, it's just... So now my lefty friends are fucking like, "Fuck you, James. You fucking, you're for the establishment. You're fucking gun laws." I'm like, shut the fuck up. As long as you've always known me, I've been a constitutionalist. You know, I don't agree with things, but the fucking law says. And the law said that he was allowed to have that gun. And the way the law is written, he was defending himself. Now, are the court systems fucked up? Yeah, immensely fucked up. When you got young women that are in prison for killing their abusers, young women in there for killing their sex trafficker. 16, whether it was that girl 16, 17 years old, some 18, something like that now, but she was young when she went to prison for killing the man that was sex trafficking her. Is the system fucked up? I agree. I would agree that the system is fucked up. But, you know, you got the right saying that it's not about race. We're not a racist country. There's nothing. Oh, bullshit, man. Go, you know, Louisiana, if Louisiana was its own country, Louisiana would incarcerate more people per capita than any other place in the world. More than China, I believe. And like over 90% of those incarcerated in Louisiana, I'm not 100, I know it's over 90% of those incarcerated in Louisiana are black men. And that is a direct result, I believe, of the 13th Amendment. You know, slavery is illegal unless you've committed a crime. Through the 80s and 90s, we've seen our prison populations more than double with the war on drugs, double-digit fucking prison sentences for drug offenders, while child molesters do 2 or 3 years and walk. But Bob down the road got caught with a quarter-pounder fire-ass fucking reefer. He's doing 15 years. Where's the victim in that? Huh? Oh, the state's the victim. The state can't claim to be a victim unless you've, like, vandalized state property. The prison industrial complex, you know, making of these harsher laws and penalties for such, just targets people of color. We fucking know that. They say that this country isn't steeped in racism, that's not who we are. But fucking Anslinger, after Prohibition, you know, I have to look it up, but I know I can find it. But the fucking man basically came out and said, well, we'll just make marijuana, heroin, and cocaine illegal. That way we can get the browns, get the, you know, the Chinaman and the black man and the Mexican. We can start locking them up, get them, you know. Why would you want to do that? You know? Oh, we're not steeped in racism. We're drenched in racism and ignorance. You know? I often think maybe I should run for Congress. I mean, I look at some of these fucking yahoos. I'm like, if fucking Bobart and Marjorie Taylor Greene can get elected, I should be able to. Oh, I'm not petite and pretty with big titties, so the right won't like me. And the left, well, they just don't like the fact that I'm like, this country has guns, fucking deal with it. Oh, we gotta do something about the guns. Okay, all the good guys turn their guns in. Now the bad guys have guns and the good guys don't. This is something, you know, this whole gun argument is garbage. And this whole thing, oh, Biden's going to take your guns, just like fucking Obama was going to take your guns and all. Never happened. It's not. Do you know what? You fucking idiots didn't study in history class or in government, did you? An unalienable right is a right that can't be taken away. It can't be changed. The first 10 amendments of the Constitution cannot be fucking changed regardless. You have to fucking rewrite a whole Constitution. I mean, Civil War, new Constitution, vote on it and everything. You can't just, oh, Constitutional Convention. First off, a Constitutional Convention is hard to do. And secondly, even if you get one together, you cannot change the first 10 amendments. No way, no how. You fucking idiots. Jesus Christ. Unalienable. Kyle Rittenhouse, a white supremacist, right-wing garbage trash piece of shit. I don't think so. I just think he's a kid who had some friends that are into some shit, and he just wanted to be cool. And it scared the shit out of him. The young man wants to go be a nurse. You leave the fucking kid alone. Go after these fucking killer cops. All this bullshit about a white kid killing some white guys at a fucking Black Lives Matter rally. A white guy killing white guys at a Black Lives Matter rally. And yes, black lives do matter. All lives matter. All lives can't matter until black lives matter. I'm not saying all lives don't matter just as much as black lives matter, but I'm putting an emphasis on, hey, black lives matter, you need to fucking know that. So... anywho, I don't know if I got any more rant left in me. It's just I've been seeing that since the verdict. Just all this false information still like pouring out through social media and from friends. I went over to a friend's house yesterday. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to leave because I can't deal with ignorance. And she just looked like she was a little appalled by me saying that. And I'm like, you didn't watch the trial. You're just going by what mainstream media has told you. I actually walked, well, he was this. He shouldn't have. He went across state lines with a gun. No, he didn't. He traveled from out of state. Fuck, the town he lives in is right on the goddamn border of fucking Illinois and Wisconsin. You can throw a fucking rock into Wisconsin from the town he lives in. It's a border town. I've lived in border towns in Kansas, little town on the Missouri side, but most of our business was done in Kansas because the closest, biggest town was Kansas. You know, in Kansas. So, you know, he traveled from out of state into Wisconsin while armed. You know, they say that to make it sound like he took a fucking road trip with an armory in the truck. No! The kid worked in that town as well. His father lives there. Most of his family lives there, you know. And the gun that he used was kept at his friend's house that lived in Wisconsin. A gun that he was legally allowed to carry. So you leftists that are fucking boo-hooing over it, pull your fucking panties up, shut the fuck up. Go after the real problem. This financial fucking crisis that we're in. Who is this? Oh, that's the... You know, racism, it's out there, it exists. But what we need to be fucking worried about is this country going farther and farther into debt. We owe, like... Well, I think we owe more money than that is in circulation. We'll never be able to get out of debt. The Federal Reserve system is fucking us. It's fucking the world. You know, then we've got, you know, warmongers spending money on wars. We've got, you know, over compensating on bailouts. I mean, it was 07, 08, the 5 major banks fucking went under. Up until that time, the profit was privatized. Bear Stearns, AIG, you know, Morgan Stanley. These motherfuckers were making hand over fist profit, put it in their money. And then when the market crashed, they were too big to fail. So the government had to bail them out. That was our tax dollars. Our tax dollars bailed them out. And then these motherfuckers got golden parachute fucking bonuses and left. How is that fair? You know, and now we got the right. Oh, this infrastructure bill, this Build Back Better bill, blah, blah, blah. It's going to bankrupt our nation. It's going to fucking put all this on the heads of our children. Yet, there's no fucking problem putting 20 years of fucking fruitless fucking war on the heads of our children. You know, problem bailing out these fucking multi-billion-dollar corporations who, hedged, these banks were lending anywhere from $30 to $50 to $1 that they had. So if they had $1 in the account, they were lending out 50. And that's hedge fund shit. That ain't banking, that's hedge fund. And they failed, and the American people had to pick up the pieces. And what do we got to show for it? Not a fucking thing. Inflation. We got inflation. We got inflation. Yet you're out here in the streets. I get it. There's so many things that are fucked up. So many things to fight against. And social media doesn't help because you've got people, the algorithms and shit. You got the lefties and you got the righties, and they just fill your fucking social media feed up with garbage on both sides, lies on both sides. There's a little thing called Operation Active Measures. This is a Russian operation of misinformation that's been going on since the Cold War. A operation that Vladimir Putin was ahead of through the 80s. He was the head of Operation Active Measures over the United States while in the KGB in the 80s. And now with social media, do you think that active measures went away? Fuck no. Social media gave them a whole new platform, a whole new way to send out misinformation. If you go and look at you righties, you right-wing fuckwits, go look at your fucking Facebook feeds from 2015, 2016, and look at how much stuff, content no longer available, because Russian troll farms just putting out fake shit, making fake pages, making fake accounts, and just putting out fake shit, and people like my aunts, eat it up, lies, don't fact check shit. But and then if you try to fact check them, oh, where'd you get that from? Google? It's all fucking lies. It's all lies. It's all lies. That mindset, oh, you can't believe anything. You can't believe, that's part of the programming. That's part of that active measures bullshit. So, feed them full of lies and then fucking watch them to not believe anything. Anything other than what you feed them. That's some Pavlov shit, almost. But, yeah. This country's doomed unless we can turn around, look at each other and say, look, the government's the one that's fucking us. We're going to have to reset our economy somehow. We owe money to countries around the world. We're going to have to basically tell them, get fucked. You're not getting paid. And we're going to have to just pull shit up by the bootstraps and do this. The government's out here loaning money, giving out money, bailing out these fucking... we bailed out the American people this time through the pandemic, and now it's a fucking problem. But all these bailouts over the last 20 years wasn't a fucking problem. The war wasn't a fucking problem. But once you put it in the American people's hands, then it's a problem. Oh, it's socialism. Oh, that's going to make them lazy. That's going to do this. No. And then the American people go out and work, through this whole pandemic, this labor and wage thing's been going on. I'm tired of working for shit wages. I'm tired of this shit. So, wages are going up. People are going to make a little bit more money. And then what happens? They just they eat anything extra that you would have got. Well, now I'm making 17 or 18 an hour. Well, that's great because with inflation, it puts you right back down to fucking 12 an hour. So you didn't get ahead. We're not getting ahead. Oh, making more money. It doesn't fucking matter when you're paying twice as much at the pump and at the fucking grocery stores. In the 10 years that I've lived where I live, my rent has more than fucking doubled. From $650 a month to $1,500 for the same size fucking unit. But yet my pay has not doubled. No siree. And now we're getting into that labor thing and people are trying to get something, put a valuation on my labor. Hey, if I'm going to give you 8 to 10 hours a day of my time, and I'm going to come out here and work for you, and you're going to, profit $2 to $3 grand off my labor, but you're only going to pay me $150. We're done here. We're done here. I want a piece of the pie too. You know, I'm giving you a precious commodity that I can never get back. And that's my fucking time. You know? Well, rich people create jobs. Yeah, they do. Well, trickle down economics will work. Never did. Never did. That whole when they implemented trickle down and all that, you know, mid 80s, that's when you just started seeing all these fucking boomers who were like, you know, late 30s, going into their 40s, you know, the boomers. They're the ones fucking rocking and rolling Wall Street. They're the ones rocking and rolling these fucking corporations. These motherfuckers started putting money in their pockets. The simple man's still making the same amount of money. Well, these people are getting 3, 4, 500% fucking more income than they were getting. You know, this housing market, you know, all these fucking things that have fucked the economy, that all happened under the boomers' watch. Just so you know. And then they're coming out here saying, well, I don't know what's wrong with these millennials. I don't know what's wrong with these fucking, this next generation. Well, hey, boomers, you know, you were born into a time of fucking, of money and wealth and fucking privilege. You know, if your dad got up and went to work, everything was great. Everything was handed to you. The time of gun smoke and fucking howdy doody, and everyone had cap guns and poly fucking dollies, and you grew into hippies and oh fuck the establishment and Woodstock, and grew your hair long and listened to rock and roll, and 20 short years later, you fucked us. You fucked us. You fucked the market. You fucked the housing market. I don't know what's wrong with these millennials. Well, I'll tell you what's fucking wrong with these millennials, Bob. When you went to work and fucking bought a house for $32,000 on the money you made, it was great. But now your house is worth a fucking $1 and your grandson's only making about $10 more an hour than what you were making 30 years ago. There's no fucking way you can afford that house. You're so fucking disconnected. And when people point the finger at you and say, you're the problem, your privileged generation is what kind of fucked us where we're at. And now y'all retiring and just gonna drain Social Security. You know, I don't hate you, you know, and I'm not saying every fucking millennial is, or every boomer is the reason this happened. But I am going to say, this shit happened under your fucking watch. It was the boomer generation that was in power in these big fucking places that did this. They did this without thinking about generations to come, the generations that were going to have to pick up the fucking pieces if they could. Anywho, that's my rant. I gotta go. Gotta go poo. Take the dog inside. All you mother truckers drive safe. This is Big James. We'll talk to you later.